Hello and welcome back. My name's Pete Marshall and this one is a rather quick one, and it's about what a handy tool a piece of glass can be with collage elements. So let's get straight to it. Okay, so today we're going to look at how using a piece of glass can be really handy when we're making adding collage elements. So if I take this background that I have here, and say for instance I wanted to put a figure, I don't know, say just a figure somewhere, something like this. I can draw it on in this says it's just a pastel, which means if we paint over the top we can take it away nice and easy. Give it a couple of years, okay. Just an impression. Let's maybe make it a little wider there. See? Just wipe that stuff away. Okay, so what's the advantage of having a piece of glass? Well, let's lay the glass on top. And let's take a stift of some kind and just draw the line around the area that we might want to cut away. So this way, what have we got here? Now, let's take, if we wanted to add a background of some kind to this, and the background is using this particular pattern, we can just push down a little bit, turn it over, and what have I got? I've got the perfect outline that I can use for cutting out my collage element. We don't have to be too precise with our collage elements, but hey, here we go. Let's cut that out. There's one piece. And there's another piece. Now, how are we going to use those? This is a bit obviously we're not going to use. Let's have a look. These fit on our element. So, where were we? Were we here? I don't think we were there. Where were we? Let's try it with this one. Where were we with this one? Ah, here we go. That's that one. And we must have got this cut out there. There we go. So we're kind of ready to use that. Let's rip this piece away. We're not going to be using that. This is part of our image. You know, maybe we're going to add some additional elements in, perhaps. Make it something, I don't know. Well, we've already got a simple form that we can use. So now we can glue those down. You can see I've done exactly the same thing here, added another element there. And I've got a few different elements that I'm going to use in my collage. Well, I've already cut out a few pieces and I have some intention of how I'm going to use them. You can see obviously pretty much I'm going to use some sunshine up here. It's better to kind of move it around perhaps. And if the other elements are going to use a couple of goldfish because they seem to be about the same colour. And I already had a head that I was going to add to this one here. Because I see him looking up now, I get to see, how am I going to balance this? Well, he seems to be looking up this way, so let's have him looking at the fish. Let's have the fish looking up that way. Let's have this one, which we can move it around. See this rather jagged edge here? Maybe the tail will help cover that up. Turn it a little bit of an angle. And move the head a little bit. And if we kind of like what we've got, we can then lay the glass over the top and you know, if we don't like it, we can start moving our elements around before we stick them down. Okay, let's say we turn this round the other way. Let's maybe bring this in a little further. Okay. No, it definitely was much better up here, where he's looking at him and he's looking at him. And she's not really looking at her, but I think she's in a... No, let's put her back, covering up that little rip area. Here we go. Once we're happy with our positioning, we can then go and paste them down. Simple use of glass. Isn't that a handy thing? Okay, that's it for this one. Until next week.